The 2 points I'm going to make today basically is that we have huge, massive reach, and we have a highly engaged audience. So basically with those 2 things, sorry, can I start over? No improvement. Sorry, so the 2 things that I want to talk to you about is massive reach.
You look very skinny.
Massive reach and
engagement.
Wow, yeah. Sorry, massive reach and the engaging environment that we have. Obviously, everybody goes to news sites for in the morning you go. News is knowledge. So the one top category that I think for any brand, if you want people to associate with your brand, is to be in an environment that everybody's checking every single day. So Fox News is the top news property. But one of the things that we want to show is like over the overall internet, people are spending a lot of time on Facebook, YouTube, shopping on eBay and Amazon. And the 5th destination is Fox News. People spend a lot of time on the internet and we're the top 5. That is a huge, huge deal, especially if you want to reach a huge audience. So not only are we number 5 versus total internet, but we're number 1 as a news publisher. And as you guys know, this year is midterms. In 2 years from now, it's the elections. So the news is really important. It's important to be in that category. So this shows engagement. Fox News is number 1 with engagement. So it's not about delivering impressions anymore. It's about spending the time. I'm running out of breath.
Forget about the priest.
I know, I'm really pissed. Okay. So it's not about delivering impressions anymore. It's about the time spent. This is where your message doesn't have to work as hard because they're on our site spending the most time that they can. We beat our competition by over double. So it just shows that this is a great environment, and not just on display, but on mobile and tablet. People wake up in the morning, they're on their phone, they're checking the news. They're at work, they're checking their news again. And at night, I watch TV and I play with my iPad. So we're everywhere all the time, and this is really important, especially if your message needs to be, reach the masses. Mobile. Mobile is the new desktop. I've been working at Fox News for 6.5 years, and this is the first time that I'm proud to show some stats that we have, because it just shows, I'm not saying that it was bad, but the overall marketplace, mobile is really, really important. You can't ignore that in your lives anymore. And it just shows that the average time spent on display is just as good on mobile. So this is definitely a place to be and where to buy, and mobile apps as well. The iPhone and the Android we just relaunched. It's really cool. If you guys want to check it out, download the most recent one. It's actually pretty cool. It's very similar to the Weather Channel's app, which I don't know why I just compared it to that. So most credible and most wanted. The ACSI does a survey every single year. Your brand is actually evaluated on it too. There's a category called news and information. We are in that category, obviously, for news site, and we are number 1 for the past 3 years because people truly trust our content, want to be in that environment. So why wouldn't you want your ad there? This is a perfect place to have your ad there to reach our audience. They're engaged and they're spending a lot of time on our site. This is proof of what I'm saying. So because they're spending so much time and we are number 1 in engagement, this shows right here that we did a case study for a luxury auto brand, and it shows that the purchase intent is at a 4.8. 1% purchase intent is the benchmark. Because I always saw this slide and I didn't understand it. But average purchase intent for a car, for a luxury brand, is 1. We're showing 4.8. This is a huge deal. So it just proves what I've been saying all along. And not only are we news, obviously a huge amount of our traffic comes in through the homepage. That is where all of the users are entering in to get the breaking news, to read it. But we're also an entertainment destination. We're number 10 for entertainment, which is huge. That's a standalone website. And basically we can just sell you that. If you don't like Fox News, you sure as hell can just buy an entertainment section, and we can advertise there for an upcoming premiere, whatever it may be that your brand is. Influencers. So not only do we reach over 30 million people a month, but there's a specific kind of audience that we reach. We reach C-level executives and business decision makers. And these are the people that you want to reach to buy your product. And they're influential. They're telling their friends about your product. And this is viral. You want that. You want to share your message. You want to reach the masses. My favorite slide, it's been here since 2007, maybe even earlier, but it's the most important slide in the deck. And what it is, it's showing that if you're going to buy news, absolutely, like I said before, news is knowledge. But you need to buy Fox News because our users are so loyal and so engaged, they are not going to any other site. 87% don't visit CBS, don't visit CNN, 64%. So you're really getting a whole brand new audience when you get us. And we know how to speak to them. So when it comes to homepage takeovers, today, go to foxnews.com. Jaguar is doing an incredible homepage takeover. We actually had to download a new program to get the video capture of the car going across the screen. So anyway, the point is, a luxury brand bought us today. Why? Because we reach 30 million people a month. They're engaged, they're spending the most time, and we know how to speak to them. We can do awesome executions. And it's an effective environment. This is the homepage benchmark, so this is just talking about, for example, the takeovers and stuff like that. The IAB redefined that, in-view time is more important. Like I said before, impressions, delivering, yeah, that's important, but it's not as important as engagement. Oops. And then this is kind of just going into the deck of what we're offering now, because obviously, we have that audience, we have that engagement, but we also have areas to extend off of it. So Fox News To Go, Roku, Flipboard, these are some of the cool things. Fox News To Go is really cool because it's our channel everywhere, and we get to sell it solely for us, for digital. So if you have pre-roll, if you have 60s, we're able to incorporate that in the commercial breaks so that you're getting sight, sound, motion, which is engaging. Video is really important. So this is another opportunity where you can get your video out there. Roku. So when I started talking about this, it was at 1 million streams, literally. And that was a year ago, January 2013. It is now at 11 million streams. They're called cable cutters. They're younger, they don't want to pay for their cable. So Roku and Xbox is where you go. It's an area that's non-cluttered, it's really new, but if you want to extend your video even more, this is a great place to start. Flipboard, it's a partnership that we have, so if you want to extend it where people are aggregating their news on their iPad and stuff like that, every fourth flip, you can have a full page ad, just like the magazine. Oops. And again, we're redesigning all sections, not just entertainment. This is so that we can basically reach the user and the screen doesn't look stupid. So you'll see it on the iPad, the iPhone, and your computer desktop, and they all look the same. Sponsored content units. Again, if we're talking about specific sponsorships, I can tell you how we can leverage our section fronts, which is where we get a lot of traffic. And so if you're selling something within the politics section that's niche, we can also put it on the front section so that we can promote it even more. Video channel as well. If you have a really long video that typically most users don't want to be interrupted in their user session, there's an area for you guys to basically have your own video and into a different video player so the user can find more about your story or your message. And programmatic. We have a network sales team. He wasn't able to show up today. I'm not sure why. But I can reschedule for a follow-up so that we can have another meeting, and we'll talk more about it. Thank you. Do you guys have any questions?
Who is that famous man that knows all about programmatic?
His name is Dan Callahan, and he's been here just as long as I, and he's a great guy. But I don't really pay attention to it as much, so.
Was he the guy that was here for breakfast and lunch?
Yes. He likes to eat lunch. Any other questions? Sorry that I restarted twice, but.
Okay.